Are you looking to take your Python skills to the next level? Do you want to learn how to build robust and user-friendly applications? Then you're in the right place. In this tutorial, we'll cover the fundamentals of Python programming and explore the powerful KivyMD framework for building cross-platform applications. By the end of this tutorial, you have a fully functioning finances tracker app that you can customize and expand to suit your needs. And if you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe to this channel. Without further ado, let's get to it. So in the video description, I've left a link to this template folder, right? So this template folder is structured like this. You have this app folder, you have our init.py file, right? So what it is the main window, the main app. So this is where we're gonna put everything. Then we're gonna import all our widgets, all our screens. We're gonna import it in this init.py file. Underneath that one, we have the assets. In our assets folder, we have fonts, and we have all our images, all the images we're gonna be using to create this app. Then we have views. So inside of views folder, we have this home screen, and underneath that one, we have this create screen.py. So what this does is it just creates all our screens. Then I'm gonna show you how this works in a minute. Then underneath that, we have widgets. So this is where we're gonna have all our custom widgets, our custom buttons, custom pop-ups, and other stuff. Underneath that one, we have our main.py file. So this main.py file is the one we're gonna be using to run everything. So I'm just gonna run this. Before I do that, right, I need to open our terminal. Right, inside our terminal, I'm just gonna say pip install KivyMD. So if you don't have KivyMD is just gonna first install Kivy, then install KivyMD afterwards. So I have this installed already, so it's just gonna say requirement already satisfied. So after doing this, right, if you run your main.py file, just gonna get it. Yeah, just gonna get this. There's an empty app with a white screen. So let's start working on the app. So looking at the images on our screen, right? So we have the register.png and the login.png, right? So on these two images, see that our screens are divided into two, right? On the left, you have a logo and some text. On the right, you have forms, right? So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna create one screen, right? Then we're gonna have our forms rotating that same screen, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into our terminal. Then inside our terminal, we're gonna say cd views, right? So in our views folder, right, we have this create screen.py file, right? So what this does is it creates our screens for us. So back in our terminal, we're gonna say Python create screen.py, then auth. So our screen, we're gonna name it auth. So now we can just minimize this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open our app folder, then open the init.py file. Then here we're gonna say import auth and auth from views dot auth import auth. Then just gonna scroll down, right? Copy this, then paste it on top. This is going to be auth, then here is going to be auth also. So now we can just get rid of this. Then we navigate to our views folder, then auth, and we're gonna open our auth.kv file. Right. So if you look at our image, right, you can see that we have a background image, right? Then so what we're gonna do now is inside here we're gonna get rid of this. Then you're gonna say converse dot for, then color RGBA. Just gonna say, and this is just gonna be white, right? Here we're gonna say rectangle pause going to be self dot pause, then size is going to be self dot size. Then you're gonna say source. So this is going to be our background image. Right, so let's just navigate to our assets, then images. So this is background.png. So here we're gonna say assets images background.png. So let's run this. Okay. So if you look at our register image, right, you can see that we have this whitish color on top of our background image. So what we're gonna do here is just gonna copy this from here, then we're gonna paste it down here. So this we're gonna set it to 0.1. So let's run this and see how it looks. Let's up it to 0.4. Okay, this is looking much better. Right. So looking at our image again, right, you can see that okay, so we're just gonna create two box layouts inside the main box layout. Then okay, let's go back to our old.kv file. So you're gonna say box layout. This one I'm gonna say, I give this one a heading. Let's say 53 display pixels, then some spacing. I'm gonna set the spacing to, let's say, 40 display pixels. Right. Let's just copy this and paste it down here. So this one I just let's just put a screen manager. Then we're gonna give it an ID of fourth screen manager. Let's just get rid of this. Okay, let's look at our image, right? So on the right side we have a logo and three labels, right? So here let me just create some space here, some open space here. So here we're gonna say box layout, right? We're gonna say size int, then set it to none, comma none. Then we're gonna say size. So our width is going to be, let's say, 200 display pixels, and our height we're gonna set it to 60 display pixels, right? So here we're gonna say canvas dot for, then color RGBA, just gonna set it to white. You're gonna say rounded rectangle, and pause, it's going to be self dot pause, and size self dot size. When I give it a radius, um, let's look at our image. Let's set it to 5. Right, so it's going to be 5, comma 5, comma 5, comma 5. Then our source. Let's go to our assets, then our images folder. So here we have logo underscore blue underscore bg dot png. So we're gonna say assets images then logo for blue underscore bg dot png. Right. Then underneath here we're gonna have, let's just put an MD label. So let's run this and see how it looks. Unknown class screen manager. Okay, you have an A here. Okay, so we need to set this the left box layout. We need to set the orientation to vertical. Okay, orientation vertical. So let's run this again. Okay, okay, underneath our logo we're gonna put let's just copy this and paste it 2 more times. Right. This one I'm going to give it a size and y. You're gonna set to none, and our height we're gonna set it to 20 display pixels. The text is going to be, on my end I'm gonna say here Macquarie Technologies product for sites reserve. So you can just put anything you want here, it won't matter. So here we're gonna say font style. I'm gonna set it to label, and row I'm gonna set it to small. Page align, and align this to the center. Then we're gonna copy this and we're gonna paste it here. We don't need to align this to the center, and this needs to be medium. I think we need to make this bold also. Then here, let's just paste it here also. Let's make this one 70 by pixels. Then let's look at our image. Here it just says welcome. So let's get rid of this. Welcome. Font style is going to be title. Row is going to be large. Need to get rid of this. And bold is going to be true. So let's just run this, see how it looks. Okay. We need to, I think we should put two empty box layers between this thing and this one so that everything just gets pushed upwards. So here we're gonna say box layout, and we're gonna put another box layout here. Okay, and this font style should be display, no title. Let's look at our image. Okay, we need to put this whole statement in here. So just paste this statement here. Um, I think I'll just save this statement in I'll put a file in the template folder because when I contain some of the statements we'll be pasting in here. If it's not there, you can just pause the screen and type it out. Just copy the statement from the screen. Let's just run this. Okay. Let me just stretch it out and see how it looks. This is looking okay. I think you should make this statement grayish in color, but let's just leave it for now, right? So underneath here, I'm gonna put two screens. Gonna be first screen. The name is going to be login screen. We just copy this. The other one is going to be register. So just put comments here. So register so that it will be easier to find. And this one login. Inside the login screen, we're gonna put a float layout. Right, and inside of float layout, we're gonna put a box layout. We're gonna set the orientation to vertical. I'm gonna say size int. I'm gonna set it to none, comma none, and size. We're gonna set it to, let's say, 350 display pixels by 150 display pixels. Right. When I give it some spacing, 10 display pixels. Padding, left and right padding, we're gonna set it to 10 display pixels. Then our top and bottom padding, we're gonna set it to 40 display pixels. We're gonna say canvas dot and color, say RGBA 1, and we're gonna say rounded rectangle. Our pause is going to be self dot pause, then our size is going to be self dot size, or radius going to be 5 comma 5 comma 5 comma 5, right? So we need to give this a position hint so that it will be positioned in the middle of the float layout. So we're gonna say pause hint. Here we're gonna say center x going to be 0.5, then center y going to be 0.5. So let's just run this. Okay, this is looking good. So if you maximize this, okay, this is looking okay. So let's go down here. Look at our image, right? So we have this label and this label also. Okay, I'm just gonna go up here, copy this, then paste it down here twice. Then here I'm gonna put a box layout, give it an order of vertical and spacing. I'm gonna put it at 10 display pixels. For this one, I'm just gonna give it a height of 25 display pixels, and this one is going to be 35 display pixels. This one is going to be enter your credentials to sign in. Okay. Okay. And the other one is welcome back. Okay, and this one need to change this to title row to large, and this was welcome back. Let's just run this. Okay, this is looking okay. Then we have these two text inputs. We need to get rid of this. Then we're gonna say size int y. Gonna set it to none, and our height gonna set it to 30 display pixels. Right. I'm gonna give it a padding of our left and right padding. Gonna set it to 10 display pixels. Then our top and bottom padding gonna set it to 0. Then here we're gonna say canvas dot before color, and let's say out of GBA going to be hashtag 8D8A8C, going to be gray. Then here I'm gonna say line, then rounded rectangle. Here we're gonna say self dot x, comma self dot y, comma self dot width, comma self dot height, comma 1. So let me just run this and see how it looks. Okay. Let me get rid of this and say width is going to be 1. Now let's get rid of this. Okay, that seems to be the issue here. Okay. Um Here we're gonna just say give it a spacing of 10 display pixels. So inside here we're gonna put an MD label, right? We're gonna give it, let's say, size int x. We're gonna set it to none, and our width we're gonna set it to 60 display pixels. Our text is going to be username. Our font style is going to be label. Raw is going to be small. Um, let's, let's make it bold. Bold is going to be true. Then here we're gonna put a text field. And give it an ID of username. Multi-line. We're gonna set it to false. I'm gonna give it a hint text. We're gonna say username dot. So this text field is, if you open our widgets, where's our widget folder? Let's just minimize this. So in our widgets folder, right? Now our text field. So we just oh, excuse me. So this text field inherits from the normal text input, right? So we just got rid of the background color, the background normal, the background active. Then we give the case a color, a black color, the foreground color. We made it black also. So let's get rid of this and get back to our output AV file. Let's just run this. We need to change this labels color to gray. So we're just gonna give it the same gray as our line. So here we're gonna say color I'm gonna set it to hashtag AD8A8C. Right. So we're gonna copy this. Let me get rid of this. Copy it from here. So this is going to be password. Here the in-text is going to be user password. Then password going to be true. Then this ID is going to be password. If you look at our image, right, you can see that we have this show password icon, right? So let's go back to our output KV file. Underneath this text field, I'm gonna put a float layout, and I'm gonna say size int text. We're gonna set it to none. Then our width is going to be self dot height, right? In here, we're gonna put an MD icon button. Our icon is going to be I off outline. I hope I have the name right. If password dot password is equal to true, else going to be I outline. So we need to change this to login password. Then this one is going to be login password, and this one is going to be login username, right? So this is when you're going to say theme text color. We're going to set it to custom, and our text color is going to be 8 HD8A8C. I'm gonna give it a position hint. Let's just copy it somewhere. Just hate writing it over and over again. Then we're gonna say on press. I'm gonna say root dot show login password. So this function hasn't been created yet, but we're gonna create it in a minute. So we need to copy this, and we're gonna paste it down here. So we're gonna shift tab this. This is gonna we need to change this to Y. Control Z. This is going to be Y, and this is going to be height. This is going to be 20 pixels. And give it an ID of login error. I need to get rid of this, and then this bold and color. So this one, I'm just gonna leave it like this. Here we're gonna put a box layout. Let me just copy this. Then spacing, gonna set it to 10 display pixels. Then this one, let's make it 30. So this is going to contain these two buttons. Then we have a button underneath here. So it's like not yet registered, sign up here. So this is like a link, right? But we're just gonna create it like a button so that when we press this button, we go to the register form. But if you're already registered, click the button again on the register form, it's gonna bring us back to the login screen. So here we're gonna say button. Here we're gonna say background normal. We're gonna put empty quotes. Then we're gonna say background down. We're gonna do the same. Then we're gonna say background color. So this is going to be transparent. Then we're gonna give this size int y. We're gonna set it to none, and our height is going to be 20 display pixels. Our text is going to be, let's check here, not registered, sign up here. Okay, not registered, sign up here. Then I'm gonna give a font size, which we're gonna set to 9 available pixels. Then font or name, I'm gonna say app dot code. Color is going to be then on press is going to be root dot show register screen. So we're gonna create this function soon also. Underneath here, let's just put a box layout so that if you have any remaining spaces, right, everything is just going to be pushed upwards. So let's just run this and see how it looks. Okay, so we need to put two buttons here. So looking at our login image, right, so you see we have two buttons here. So these are custom buttons, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to our widgets folder, then open the buttons.py file, right? So in here, that's where we're gonna create our buttons. Here we're gonna say class. So we're gonna call our custom button, just gonna call it custom button. Custom button. So it's inheriting from our button behavior here from kivy.ux.behaviors import button behavior. And here we're gonna say box layout. So we're gonna import it here. Then inside here we're gonna have icon. Icon is going to be string property. Then text is going to be a string property also. And so let's copy this. Then inside here Then we're gonna paste it here. Here we're gonna say background normal. Just gonna put empty quotes. We're gonna say background down. We're gonna put empty quotes also. You're gonna say background color going to be 0, 0, 0, 0. It's going to be transparent. Gonna give it a size int y, which we're gonna set to none, and our height going to be 30 display pixels. We're gonna give it some padding. Our left and right padding, I'm gonna set it to 10 display pixels. Then our top and bottom padding, I'm gonna set it to 0. Then we're gonna give it background color. So here we're gonna say canvas.before, then color, RGBA, Inside here we're gonna say hashtag 0096D7. So this is a bluish, a light blue color. Then you're gonna say rounded rectangle. Pause is going to be self dot pause. Then size is going to be self dot size. Our radius is going to be 5,5,5,5. Right. Inside here, we're gonna put a float layout. I'm gonna say size int x. I'm gonna set it to none, and our width is going to be self dot height. And inside here, we're gonna put an MD icon. Right, so our icon is going to be root dot icon. Theme text color going to be custom. Then our text color going to be white based on the FFFFFF. Then our position int and x going to be 0.5. Then center y going to be 0.5 also. Then here we're gonna put an MD label. Text is going to be root dot text. Font style is going to be label. Our row is going to be small. Code is going to be true. Then color going to be white also. Our role is just make it media, right? So we need to go to our app folder, right? And we need to import this button. You're gonna say import, what do you call it? Custom button, right? Then you're gonna say widgets dot buttons dot. Okay. So let's go to our port.kv file. Inside our box layout, right? We're gonna paste this. Mm, our icon is going to be, let's look at our login image. Right, so first one we have player button and the sign in button. Okay. Our icon here is going to be Chrome. Our text is going to be clear. And this one is going to be login. Our text is sign in. So let's just run this and see if we don't have any errors. Okay, so we need to reduce the size of this. So here we're gonna say size int x, which we're gonna set to none, and the width is going to be, let's start with 100 pixels. So to keep these at the center, right? So I'm just gonna add an empty box layout at the start. Then another one at the end. Let me run this again. Okay, this is looking good. Let's look at our login image. I believe we are done with the login screen, so let's start designing the register screen. So I'm just gonna copy everything from here to here, and I'm gonna paste it down here. So this one is going to be already already registered. Sign in here. Then this one is going to be show login screen, and this one is register icon. Oh, we don't have register icon. Sign up. So let's get rid of this image. This is a pen. Okay. Okay. Icon. Let's try count plus. So this one, let's just keep this one. Let's just say this one is just error. This one is going to be show password. This one is just going to be password. This one is going to be password. Okay, let me copy this. So this one is going to be password true. You're gonna say repeat password. Going to be password 2. Let's look at our register image again. So we have password, username. So, okay, we need to copy the username and paste it 4 times on top, right? Okay. User password. Okay, let's copy this and paste it here 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go back to the top one. Okay, so the first one was name. Okay, name is going to be users first name. Let's look at our register. Okay, user first name. Next one was surname. Okay, last name. Users first name. Okay, then we have phone. um, phone. um, Users phone number. So this one is going to be email. And it's going to be users email address. Okay, we need to implement the main screen function. So in our auth.py file, right? Okay, define show register screen. Here we're gonna say self.js dot auth screen manager dot current is equals to register screen. So let's copy this, and this is going to be our login screen. Okay, let's go back to auth.kv file. Okay, so this was show login screen. This one is correct. This one is show register screen. Okay, so let's just run this. Okay, we need to increase the height of this one. Let's increase the height here to 580. Let's just get rid of like 50 display pixels. This is looking much better. Okay, so let's minimize this. Um, let's go back to our old.py file, right? So on top here, we're gonna create our show password function. Right? So here we're gonna say show login password. Here we're gonna say if self.ids dot login password dot password. Here it's going to be self.ids dot password going to be false. Self.login password. Okay. And when I say else, going to be true. So we're gonna copy this. So this one is going to be okay. So we're gonna copy this. So this one is going to be password two. This one is going to be password. So let's just run this and see if it works. So yeah, okay, one works. Okay, this one works also. So whenever we like screen widgets, right? They have like on enter functions, right? So these are functions that are ran whenever the screen is on display, right? So underneath here, we're gonna say fine here, right? Then here we're just gonna say pass. Then we're gonna get rid of this. Then we're gonna say self dot here. Right? So what we're gonna do here that every time the alt screen is on display, right? Whatever text we have in our text input is going to be cleared, right? So this is the same function we're gonna call whenever we log in and whenever we press the clear buttons or whenever we register, so that every time our text inputs are going to be cleared. So here we're gonna say self dot ideas dot login username dot text going to be empty. So we're gonna copy this and we're gonna paste it many times. So this one is going to be password. This one is going to be name. It's going to be last name. It's going to be phone. And it's going to be email. And it's going to be username. And it's going to be password. This one is going to be password two. And this one is going to be login underscore error. This one is just going to be error. Okay. So here's the button. Okay. So you're gonna say on before we do that, I'm just gonna copy this, then Control D so that I can just hit this at the same time. On press save dot here. Right. So let's test these functions. Okay, what seems to be the problem? Login username text. Password. Login username. So let's go to our .py file, right? So let's just comment this out. Then we're just gonna put pass here. Okay. So let's just put some random information here. Okay, this works. This works. So now what we're gonna do is work on the logging in and registering. So for this tutorial we're gonna be using Docker and Postgres. But if you have XAMPP, you can use XAMPP and Postgres also. So what you're just gonna do is you're gonna set up your database in XAMPP. Then I'm just gonna be setting it up in Docker. Then the rest of the commands will be the same. So what we're gonna need is psycop pg2. I hope I didn't butcher the name. Then the rest you can just follow along. So now I have Docker desktop running, right? So click on our search bar, right? We're gonna write Postgres. So if you look at our search results, right, we're just gonna select this one with over a billion downloads, right? That's the one you can trust, right? And this is the official Postgres image. So I'm just gonna press escape because I already have downloaded the Postgres image. So I'm gonna go to images, then down here with Postgres, I'm just gonna click run optional settings. So here I'm just gonna write 5432. Then here I'm gonna say Postgres underscore user. The value I'm just gonna put empty. Then here I'm gonna say Postgres underscore password. Just gonna put empty 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Then I'm gonna add another variable. I'm gonna say Postgres underscore db. So I'm just gonna call this bin. Then I'm gonna run. Okay. Okay, so here it says database system is ready to accept connection. So now we have a container running, right? So we can just close this and leave it running in the background. So we're gonna open our terminal. And in our terminal, we're gonna say pip install for G2. So I already have it installed. So I think it's just gonna say requirement satisfied. Okay. Right. So let's minimize this. Um, Instead of FINAP sales template, right? I'm just gonna add another Python file. I'm just gonna say X. I'm just gonna call it X. It says X.py, right? And I'm gonna import like of G2. So right here I've pasted some code, right? What I'm gonna do is I'll just make sure this X.py file is in our template folder, right? So right here we need to run this and make sure that our database is running and we don't have any errors. No password supplied. Okay. So we named the database. Okay. We named it Fin. The username was empty. Then the password will say empty 1234567 8. So let's run this. Okay. So now we just need to get rid of this x.py file, right? Then return to alt.py file, right? So underneath everything here, we're gonna say define login, right? We're gonna say username is equals to self dot ideas dot put the login underscore username. So this is going to check. So let's just copy this. Huh? Okay. And this is going to be password. Here we're gonna say if username equals to nothing or password is equals to nothing, right? Here we're gonna say self dot ideas dot login error dot. Hey, what's happening now? Uh, fill in for required fields. Let's just put an exclamation mark here. And we're gonna say self dot ideas dot dot color equals to add. So here we put it. Yeah, now this is correct. Then here we're gonna say else. Then we're gonna say if length password is less than 8. Just copy this. gonna say password to dot. Ah, we just say password must be 8 characters or more. So let's just create some space here, some working space. Okay. Here we're gonna say else self.ids.login error dot text. So this is going to play our error. Then down here we're gonna let's open our x.py file. So we need to copy these. Then we're gonna paste it right here. Then we go back. Then we're gonna let's just copy this. So we're gonna paste it down here. So we need to get rid of, let's just up to here. Then we're gonna tape this inside. Let's put it here. And let's just put pass for now. So let's import this. Okay. So here what we can do is let's get rid of this print function. So we're gonna say error. So right here we're gonna create a custom widget. So we're gonna call it warning pop up, right? So we haven't created this widget just yet. So here we're gonna say error dot title is going to be let's say f then you're gonna say error dot open. So we need to go out to our widgets folder, then open our popups.py. So here we're gonna say class warning pop-up. So it's gonna inherit from our model view. Okay, let's import this. So it's going to have a title, which is going to be a string property. And while we're here, we're just gonna create another pop-up we're gonna use later. So let's copy this and paste it down here. So we're gonna call it confirm pop-up. And here we're gonna add a callback, which is going to be an object property. Here we're gonna say allow none, going to be set to true. Right. So in here, so let me just copy this. And say background, then background color. I'm gonna set it to transparent. excuse me. Then in here, we're gonna put an MD card. Then I'm gonna set the orientation to vertical. Then we're gonna say size int. We're gonna set it to none, comma none, and size. So here we're gonna say 400 display pixels, comma. Then our height, let's just set it to 120 display pixels. We're gonna give this MD card some padding of 10 display pixels and spacing. We also gonna set it to 10 display pixels. Then we're gonna give this a radius of 5 display pixels. Here we're gonna put an MD label, and the text is going to be approach dot title, h align going to be center, font style is going to be label, and row, let's set it to small for now. And if it looks way too small, we're just gonna switch it up to medium. Then I think nah. So underneath there, let's put a box layout, and we're gonna give this box layout a size int y of none, and the height we're gonna set it to 30 display pixels. Right. Inside here, we're gonna put a box layout, an empty box layout. So we want to push. We're gonna put a button in here. So we want to make sure we push the button to the right. And inside here, we're gonna say custom button. So we haven't created this custom button just yet. We're gonna create it in a minute. So here we're gonna say size int x. We're gonna set it to none, and the width we're gonna set it to 100 display pixels. Right. Here we're gonna set our icon. Did you say close or cancel? Let's just say cancel. Then our text is going to be okay. Let's set it to close, and this one let's set it to, let's leave it like this. Then we're gonna say on press. So here we're gonna say approach dot dismiss. So this is a built-in function in our model view, right? So what it does, it just closes the model view. So here, let's just copy this. Then on top here, let's paste our confirm pop-up. So let me just copy here. Then, I'm gonna copy this. So this one is going to be custom cancel button. This is going to be check. This is going to be, let's just say yes. Okay, fine. Let's just say yes. Um, um, Here we're gonna say root dot go back self. So this is going to be, let's just say close here. This we're gonna say no. We're gonna change this to 80 and this one to 80. This one, let's just change this one to on release. So let's put some spacing here. Let's put it at 15 display pixels. Okay. So now we need to go to our batch widgets and then widgets folder, then our buttons 5. So we already have a custom button. So what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna copy this and turn into the custom cancel button. Okay. So let's select here, Control C. Here is going to be custom cancel button. Okay, let's copy this. So this is going to be white. This is going to be white also. So here, so let's say 55. So put quad 0, quad 6. Okay. Okay. So we need to go to app folder and to any.py file, right? Let's copy this. Custom cancel button. And then we need to go back to our auto.py file and import this. Okay. So we need to get rid of this pass and we're gonna say SQL is equals to, gonna say select or from users where username is equals to, let's just say percentage s. Then here we're gonna say cursor dot execute SQL comma, then username, excuse me. Then we're gonna say users is equals to first I'm gonna say cursor dot fetch all. Then on dot close. I say if users equals to none, I'm gonna say self dot ideas dot login error dot text. It's going to be invalid credentials. Dot dot comma. I'm just going to put it. And we're gonna say else. So we're gonna say for x in users, right? Our user ID going to be x. Then we say password underscore in database. I think this is an index 6. Then you're gonna say password, then underscore is going to be slash live dot jar 256. So you're gonna put our password, the one which we're going to get from our text input, then dot encode, then we're gonna say x digest, right? So you're gonna say password final goes to password. So did we import this? Okay, imported. So you're gonna say if password in DB is equals to password final. So we need to create a JSON file. So now let's just say session file is equals to session dot JSON. Then we're gonna say with open session file, comma, this file. So you're gonna say JSON dot dump, right? So we need to import this. Right, then here we're gonna put some curly braces. Then we're gonna say user ID going to be user ID, right? And comma username going to be username. Then you're gonna say comma file. Then you're gonna say md app. So we need to import this. Then you're gonna say get running app dot root dot is. So if you go to our init.py file, right, now app folder, right? So when we did the md get running app, so we are calling this main window, right? And inside this main window we call the screen manager here. So now we put the valid credentials, right? We're gonna switch from our auth screen to our home screen. So that's what the last function we just wrote gonna do. So here we're gonna say else self dot ids dot login error equals to invalid credentials. Here is going to be red and this is going to be color. Okay, so now we don't have anything in the database yet. So we can test if this function is working properly. So what we're gonna do next year is we're just gonna start working on our register function so that when we put something in the database, then we're gonna check if our login function is working. So you're gonna say define register. I need to type this inside. You're gonna say self. Let's just put pass for now. Okay, we'll just say self dot here. Uh, so I'm just gonna copy this function. Okay. So yeah. So this one is going to be password two. So here we're gonna have name. Say self dot igs dot name dot text dot c. Okay, let's open our old dot kv file. The register to password username. So we have email, one, phone, and last name. Okay, let's go back to our auth.py file. So let's copy this. So this is going to be last name So this is going to be phone, and this is going to be email, right? So here we're gonna say or name is equals to empty, then or first name or home equals to empty or email equals to empty. Let's just put password 2 or password 2 equals to empty. Okay. Um, so here is going to be just error. Okay. Create some space here. So you're gonna say if um password not equal to password 2, so we're gonna say password do not match. I'm gonna say else. So when I say self dot IDS dot error dot text going to be set to nothing. Okay. So just push this one up, then take this inside. So we need to get rid of everything in this try block. Then we're gonna take it inside. So here we're gonna say SQL is equals to select one from users where username equals to, then we're gonna say limit one. Then here we're gonna say cursor dot execute. Then we're gonna say SQL comma username so this needs to be lowercase. Then result going to be cursor dot page one. Then we're gonna say if result, then we're just gonna copy these two. This one is username already taken. Then here we're gonna say else. So we need to go up here and just copy this. And this also. Then we're gonna put another. We're gonna say try. So you're gonna say SQL is equals to insert into users. So this is going to be first name, comma, last name, comma, phone, comma, email, comma, username, comma, password, right? It's going to be value. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. You're gonna say percentage s 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then here we're gonna say returning ID. So you're gonna say value is equals to first one is name, then last name, then phone, email, username, and password final. So we need the one that's been invited. Then we're gonna say cursor dot execute. I'm gonna say SQL comma value. Then we're gonna say user underscore ID equals to cursor dot fetch one index 0. Then we're gonna say con dot commit not cursor dot commit, then con dot close. Then we need to let's just copy this. Let's say with open. What do we want to do here, right? If you go to our assets folder, right, images, right, we have this avatar.png. So we want to make sure that whenever we register a user, we then assign a profile picture to that user. So here we're gonna say assets images avatar.png, comma, as file, right? So here we're gonna say image is equals to file dot read. So you're gonna say with open. So you're gonna say we need to put this one back here. We're gonna say assets, images, username dot png as file. Let's just say file dot write image. Okay, so we copy this um and we paste it down here. So we need to copy this also. Okay. We need to close this. Control Z. We should be able to register the user here. So let's just run this. Then we can just start looking for and start fixing errors if we have any. So let me just pull the fine. Okay, sign up. So first name we're just gonna say ASD surname 123 ASD password. Sign up. Okay. So okay. Um, okay. So you're gonna say on press and to be root dot register. And then you're gonna say on press and to be root dot login. So let's rerun this. Um, okay. So we need to change this to user. and this to post WD. So let me just select here. So this one is going to be post WD, and this is going to be user. Let's go for user. Okay, let's go back to our text editor. Mm, so we didn't change this one. We have an that's fine, and this one is fine. So let's rerun it. Mm, okay, so our logging in and registration seem to be working fine. So we need to test the what you call it, the logging in part. So I'm just gonna stop this and rerun it again. Okay, so we call the username ASD and the password was 1234567 8. Let's okay. So our logging in and registration is working fine. So now we need to start working on the home page, home screen. Okay, so if you just go back here, so we need to close this. We don't need this for now. But I need the buttons to try. Okay, so if you open our assets folder, right, then our images folder, look at our what you call it. Let's open overview.png. So what we wanna do is we just wanna create a sidebar and our nav bar on top here. Because everything down here is we're just gonna have different screens just switching. So we're just gonna build this and this, and the bottom part here is just gonna be empty. So let's open our home folder and our one.kv file. So we need to get rid of this alt.py file, buttons.py. Let's open this. Okay, so this is already imported. Okay, fine. So we can close this for now. So let's just clean this up a bit. Let's close this. This. There's this also. So we're gonna need buttons.py. Then we're gonna need home.py. I'll put this one here. Okay. So in here, we're just gonna get rid of this. Then put toolbox layout. So this one is going to have an orientation of vertical. Then size int x. I set it to none, and the width we're gonna set it to 120 pixels. We're gonna put some padding So our left and right padding, we're just gonna gonna set it to 0, and our top and bottom padding, we're gonna set it to 10 display pixels. And spacing, we're gonna set it to 40 display pixels. Here we're gonna say canvas dot before, then we're gonna say color RGBA. So we're gonna set this to white. Let's look at our image again. So this is going to be white, and the other side is just gonna have a light grayish color. Okay. So here we're gonna say rectangle pause is going to be self dot pause, then size is going to be self dot size. Okay. So we need to copy this. So this is going to be main window. This is going to be the sidebar. Okay. So let me just create space here. So we need to get rid of the size in text. Then we reduce the spacing to 10. And here we're gonna say RGBA, make this small caps. So this is going to be F5, F5, F5. So we're gonna copy this, then paste it on top here. This one is going to be F1, F1, F1. This one is going to be index 0. Then we'll say -2. This one is going to be self dot pause and index 1. So right here, I'm just trying to simulate having a shadow on the right side of the main window so that we can have a clear separation of the sidebar and the main window. So let me just rerun this. Okay. Okay. This looks good. So I think we need to go to the home.py file, right? Then we just make sure that every time we log in, since we're already logged in, we're just gonna stay logged in. Okay, let's open our home.py file. Nah. So we're going to create a splash screen, right? So then in the splash screen, that's where we're gonna decide if we're gonna check if our session.json has a user ID in there. If there's a user ID, it's just gonna log us in. But if it's not, it's just gonna take us to the auth screen. So let's open our terminal. In here, we're gonna say cd views, then we're gonna say Python create screen.py flash. Okay, so let's open our app folder. Then I need .py file. So in here we're gonna say import flash flash dot flash. Just gonna copy this and paste it here. This is going to be flash, and this is going to be flash. Okay, so let's go to our splash folder, then open our splash.py file. So here, right, let's get rid of this. Then you're gonna say log dot schedule once. Then we're gonna say self dot switch. Let's just call it switch. Then we're gonna put 10 seconds here. Then you're gonna say define switch self comma dt. We need to import this from kivy.clock. Okay. So you're gonna say try. Then you're gonna say session file equals to session dot json. Then we're gonna say with open session file, comma, is file session is equals to json dot load file. Okay, so we've imported our json file. Fine. Then we're gonna say user ID is equals to session dot get user ID. Then here we're gonna say if user ID is equals to let's just say is equals to 0 for now. Then we're gonna say let's open our define. Let's just do this manually. MD app dot get running app dot root dot IDS dot screen manager dot current is equals to hot screen. So let me just copy this. Else else it's equals to home screen. Then here we're gonna say except. Then we're gonna say return none. So if you run this right, going to show a splash screen for 10 seconds. Then it's gonna switch to our home screen if you are logged in, right? So because when we were registering and then when we were logging, we were writing our user ID to our session.json file, right? So when we finish doing the navigation bar, we're gonna add the logout button. So the logout button is gonna set the user ID and username to empty, so that whenever we are logging in, right, whenever you run the app, you are logged out, you're just gonna be directed to the out screen. But when you are logged in, you're just gonna be directed to the home screen. So let's just run this and see how it looks. Oh, we have an empty splash screen. Okay, fine. Let's see if it switches screens. Okay, it switched screens. Wow, I barely noticed it. Okay, fine. So let's just work on our split screen real quick. Okay, so we're gonna open our splash.kv file. Need to get rid of this. We don't need this. So let's open our assets folder, then our images folder. We have an image here. We have a spread screen here. So this is what we're gonna do, right? So we're going to try and create this. So we have this image, right? So what we're gonna do is gonna create a box layout. Then this we're gonna put the canvas around the rectangle. Then we're gonna put this in the source. Then we're gonna give it a radius of 5 pixels. Then we're gonna put an animated GIF here. Then we're gonna put the statement. So you can put whatever statement you want here. So I'm just gonna put a Makuni Technologies product for rights reserved. So let's go back to our splash.kv. So we need to get rid of this. So here we're gonna put a float layout. Inside this float layout, I'm gonna put a box layout. Then I'm gonna say size int set to none, comma none. Then size going to be 200 display pixels, comma 60 display pixels. Give this a pause int. Here I'm gonna say center x, set it to 0.5. Then center y, we're gonna set it to 0. Let's just say 0.6, right? Then you're gonna say canvas dot before color, then RGBA. So we're gonna set this to white. Then you're gonna say rounded rectangle. I say pause self dot pause size self dot size radius say 5,5,5,5. Then source. So we have okay, logo blue BG. So here's going to be assets, images, logo blue BG dot PNG. Then here we're gonna put an image. Size int. Gonna set it to none, comma none. In size let's just say 40 display pixels and 40 display pixels. Then we're gonna say source. So this is what okay, loading gif.gif. Okay, So here is going to be set images. And let's copy this present. So this is going to be, let's put it at Word now. Okay. So here when I put in the label, text is going to be okay. All right. So let's say font style, we're gonna set it to label. So we're gonna set it to more edge align. We're gonna set it to center. Color. Let's set it to hashtag 888C. Then let's give it a position is 0,05 on the y-axis. Right here, let's say size and y. We're gonna set it to none, and our height is going to be 20 display pixels. I believe our splash screen is looking okay, so let me just run this and see if it's looking alright. Okay, not bad. Okay, fine. So now let's go back and work on our home.kv file. Okay, so let's close this, and this. Okay, fine. So right here, when I put a box layout, and I give it a size and y, when I set it to none, and the height we're gonna set it to 30 display pixels. I'm gonna give it a padding. So our left and right padding, we're gonna set it to 10 display pixels. Then our top and bottom padding, we're gonna set it to 0. And I'm gonna give it some spacing of 10 display pixels. Okay. So in here, we're gonna add an image. So you're gonna say size int x, set it to none, and the width going to be self dot height. Say source, gonna leave it empty for now. Here we're gonna say canvas dot form. Let's just put the source. So you're gonna say assets images. So we have let's look at our image. So here the logo is white in color. So you're gonna say okay, it's logo white.png. Logo white.png. Okay, yeah. Underneath this canvas, we're gonna say color RGBA. This one is going to be 100. RGBA. We're gonna say hashtag 0096E7. So it's this bluish color here, the one we were using on our buttons. So we're just gonna maintain this blue color. Then here we're gonna say rounded rectangle. So pause is going to be self.pause. Then size is going to be self.size, and radius is going to be 5, 5, 5, 5. Right. Underneath this image, right? Okay, let's look it up. So here next to this logo, we have this text. Oh, okay, fine. Let's call it FINAP. So MD label text going to be fin app. So if you have a better name for this, you can just put it. It's fine because I have like bad naming. I don't have good taste when I'm naming things. So here I'm gonna say font style going to be title, then raw going to be medium, then let's make it bold. So bold is going to be true. Okay, okay. So looking at this image, right? Underneath here, we now have a navigation button. So, okay, let's go back to our home.kv file. Here we're gonna say box layout. We're gonna give it an orientation of vertical and spacing. We're gonna put it at let's put 5 display pixels. So inside here, that's where we're gonna put our navigation button. So let me just save this and run this. Okay, happening now. So orientation here is vertical. Okay, so we need to take this one out. Okay, it's looking okay. So let's get back to it. So we're gonna end this tutorial here. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for the next tutorials. Peace.